got the duct tape.
Okay, we're in Port Austin at the cottage that was originally owned by Bruce and Marie Rossbach. And all the families here. I just wanted to kind of get a little history of the Rossbach family, why we're all still here. So first, we're going to go around and everybody can say their name and how they're related to George and Mary. First, here's George and Mary.
How you doing? I'm related to Mary because she's my wife for 70 years. Wow.
70 years or so. May 20.
And we are blessed with 6 children, 4 daughters and 2 sons who are here with us, and we were very happy for that to happen.
That's excellent.
And we have some of the relatives here. Not all, because I don't know where they are.
Okay, I'm going to go around, but I forgot to say it's August. Did I say the date? It's August 20th. August 20th of 2017. Okay, first we have...
I'm Styx. I'm not a relative, but I come to all the Rossbach parties.
Tell her how you know.
Oh, old neighbors. Preston's old neighbors.
Joni.
Joni, middle kid.
Hi, Janet. Glad we got together for this weekend. I thank everybody for coming. It's been a great weekend. Stay as long as you want. It's a good time today. Thank you.
Nancy, the firstborn and oldest. And that's all I need to say.
Stephen and Alicia.
Yeah. We're grandchild of
11 months after.
and this is my wife Alicia.
And this is our son, Cade. Cade, right here, look at Annie.
Turn around, Kate. Okay, over here.
Trevor, grandkid, girlfriend Jackie. Aurora's over there hiding.
Wait a minute, where is she? I can't even see her on the camera. Oh well, we'll get her later. Okay.
My name is Shane, and I'm his stepson, and I'm not related, not technically blood related to anyone here, so except for my sister.
I'm Bill Jr. This is my old man.
Your old man.
Whoa!
Whoa.
As if we couldn't tell.
Well, you got the man part right. Hey, I'm William John Rossbach, Sr., and my dad was a brother to George and Bruce and Lester and is there any other ones? Frank and
Phyllis.
Phyllis, yeah, Phyllis. So most of us are here, but God bless the ones that aren't here that made all this possible.
Right.
Vanessa, my dad.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Jackie. I'm married to Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Hi, Jim.
My dad was the oldest in the family of the Rossbachs. And as William said, all the brothers and the one sister. My dad actually owned this at one time. And my dad was 20 years older than George, which was the last of the boys.
I'm Charlie, I'm a married on.
And I'm Lynn. And this is my husband Charlie, and I'm the granddaughter of Bruce and Marie Rossbach.
Hi there.
I just came for the chicken.
He just came in. I don't even belong to the Rossbach family, but they all like me a lot. But my name is Preston Bullock. I grew up across the street from these guys and loved every bit of it. We had a great time, good and bad. And we're up here visiting from our new house up in Higgins Lake, where we live now. And that's about it.
Bradley, Joseph Rossbach, the last son of Mary and George, and just glad to be here and enjoying all what they created. Everybody here is really here because those two got married 7 years ago and prospered greatly. And we have a lot of good people here. Everybody here is just wonderful. Wonderful to be with. And it's such a great time to honor everybody that's here and enjoy our company. And it was all created by those two. I'm overjoyed. I could never create that. I've only had 2 sons in my life, and maybe they'll do the same. Another generation to go. We'll see.
Yeah, do you thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You running out of battery yet?
Hi, I'm Xavier, Mario's stepson, and just here to enjoy the fun in the family.
Hi, I'm Denise. I'm Xavier's mom. I'm Mario's girlfriend, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm having a great time with a wonderful family. And thank you so much for opening your home to us, and we're having an excellent time, and congratulations on your anniversary. It's honorable.
Hi, I'm Mario, youngest child of Joni Baloney, grandchild of George and Mary Rossbach.
Hi, Virginia, which some people call me Joyce. I don't know why I look like my mom. I look like my mom, whatever. I am. My dad was John Rossbach, the brother of George, and happy 70th anniversary to you. Thank you.
Thomas Doyle Ross. Wow. And my beautiful bride. How many years? No kidding that.
That means he doesn't know.
Really happy to be here. My Uncle George, my father's favorite brother.
Your father's favorite brother?
Yeah.
Who was your father?
Oh, Frank Ross.
Yeah, everybody likes
On a beautiful Sunday afternoon.
Vicky Rossbach. You already said it.
No, we didn't get the how many years married. I don't know.
Oh, you stopped counting?
Hey,
You
at least
stopped
they got the
counting?
same story.
That's okay then.
You must have been.
All I remember is you had everybody's matches in something in your house.
Yeah, Dale did that.
He did, and I remember going to your house once, and we were on the top row, and that was horrible because you had all
You were the oldest ones in the... Okay.
Earl Johnston, named after my mom's dad, and up here from Florida, having a great time. And I want to thank Annie for putting this all. I know everybody helped out. So she put it all together. We talked about it for years, doing something like this, and we finally set a date. We all did it. Everybody bitched for the moment. Here we are, and having a great time. It don't get any better than this.
Yeah,
that's right.
Annie,
We're all trying to
Turn it on yourself.
you forgot
No.
those shoes standing up.
No, I got Lynn. I
Okay,
got
put it on
Lynn.
Annie.
You gotta talk, Annie.
Oh, what am I going to say?
Wait, no, this wasn't,
My name
this
is
wasn't
Annie.
part of what I
My
was
name is
saying.
Annie.
What's your name?
You didn't get the.
I'm Annie Louise
Yeah.
Rossbach, Isaac. The middle daughter of...
No, I'm the middle one. You're
Right.
Whoa, whoa! Wow.
We're both middles. We're both middles.
We're both middles.
No, I agree with you. I'm the oldest. Anyway, I'm just blessed that Mom and Dad are still here with us.
No.
It's awesome. We're just having a good time here, and hope we can do this again. I'd like to make an annual event out of it if everybody's willing.
Yeah.
It would be great. Okay, now we're going to get some history of the family.
Papa, what does that hat say? Damafino?
Damafino.
What's that?
What does that mean?
Read it slowly.
Damn if
Well,
I
he can
know.
chime in, but yeah, Dad.
Jimmy.
Damn if I know.
Oh, damn if I know.
Okay, so
You didn't get those two standing
yes,
up?
we did. Lynn, we got Lynn. So where do you want to start? With your great-grandparents?
Yeah.
Or
We're gonna
The history of the Rossbach
family?
They're on my
Yeah.
mother's side. She was born in the Netherlands, in Europe, and in Schiedam, where they make that whiskey.
Well, that
And she
explains
came
some of
over
it.
to this country when she was 2 years old on the boat, because they didn't have airplanes then. So then, my dad's folks were from Germany, and they migrated over here, and the family settled in Milwaukee,
Wisconsin, and they later came to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and then the family came to Detroit. That's about the background of them, and they weren't fortunate enough to be married this long, but they were had their 50th wedding anniversary anyhow.
About what your dad did.
Okay, now talk about your
dad,
mom and dad, what they did for a living, and
my dad originally had a big house. He owned 3 laundries before the Depression just knocked him out like it did a lot of families. And he went right down to nothing when we had to live in the house that his father built down by the Tiger Stadium. It was Briggs Stadium back in that end. In fact, it was called Navin Field. Way back, and the house was 60 years old when we moved into it. And the street was paved with wooden blocks all the way down to Tiger Stadium.
What year was that?
And in 1936 they came through and they paved that road all the way down, which was named Cherry Street, which was third baseline coming all the way, and ended at Grand River. And originally the street was changed to Cochran after Mickey Cochran, the Tigers catcher, when we won the World Championship in 1935. Won the American League pennant in '34, but they lost to St. Louis in the World Series, but they came back next year and won the World Championship. And what else?
So what did he do after the Depression?
after the laundromats, what did he do?
Oh,
he lost everything?
Oh, lost everything, and fortunate enough to work for his daughter's husband, family, in Ryle Oak, a Latin Coal Company. He was a salesman. If it wasn't for that, we would have been on welfare. But we were fortunate enough to never, he was so proud he wouldn't not want any part of welfare, and he didn't have. But he lost everything he had. At one time we had the most beautiful house in Huntington Woods. I have a picture of it at home. On the highest point in Huntington Woods, Henry Street was named it. And must have really hit him hard because he was not in good health for the rest of his life. He died when he was only 66.
Wow.
That's
About Grandma? That was after the war, right?
Well, after Grandma's folks came to this country, they lived in Grand Rapids, and then they came down to Detroit. Her father was a carpenter, and her mother, whose first real name was Petronella von Zanten.
That was not passed on.
Good thing nobody got named after her.
Yeah, none of the kids were nasty enough to give their kids a Petronella as a name. Maybe they aren't done yet. Maybe one of them or two will have a daughter and name her Petronella. I don't know. Crazy name.
One of the Three Roses.
Oh, the Three Roses. Yeah, the Three Roses were my mother and her two sisters, Aunt Minnie and Aunt Ann. They were called the Three Roses because their name was Rose, which my grandfather changed their family name when he came over to this country from the Netherlands. It was named Roos, R-O-O-S-E, and he wanted to be an Americanized, so he took out an O and made it Rose, from Roos to Rose.
Do you know why they came here?
Seek a better life, I guess, yeah. That's about it.
Okay, and then just start from the top and talk about all your siblings.
All my who?
Siblings.
Your kids.
Oh,
No,
my kids.
your siblings. Your siblings. Start with Bruce. Start from the oldest down.
The oldest, they had 6 children. The oldest was my brother Bruce. His son is right over there, Jimmy. And then they had another son named Lester, who lived in Rilo, and they just had two daughters. Yeah, one poor little. They had three daughters. One passed away at a very young age, and after
Phyllis?
Phyllis came, if my sister. No, Lester. Did I
You said Lester.
Okay. After that was Phyllis, the only girl in the family, and who worked in Royal Oak, and her husband was Bradley, a famous sport athlete that nobody broke his record yet, winning 15 letters at the Royal Oak High School. Nobody's got that.
Well, she must have been tough with 5 brothers.
Yes.
Tough?
Well,
5 brothers?
It's funny, our family had, my mother and dad had 3 children, and then they took a rest for 10 years, and they had nothing, and then they had 3 other children, and I just happened to be the last one, so my oldest brother was 20 years older than I was. That's quite a long span. And after Phyllis came Jack. Actually, they're all my siblings are deceased right now, and Jack was a very famous designer and supervisor for General Motors, and he had a very nice position of a head designer of a group there that designed automobiles, cars. And after Jack came Frank, and Jack was also in World War II. Then came Frank, who was also in World War II, and he actually was known as the best drywall man that worked out of Detroit.
Professional crack filler.
And he had 2 boys. They're both here, aren't they?
No.
They're both here. You'll hear from them in a minute. And then came
Let's not go there.
Then came me. Mary and I had 6 children. We also had a little daughter that passed away. So all my living children are here, and you'll hear from them later. And now we'll go to Mary.
Oh, Mom, do you remember? Can you tell us the story of how you and Dad met on the bus? Do you remember?
Greyhound bus.
Do you remember? The glove?
Oh, we were on the Greyhound.
I was still in service.
Okay.
We didn't have a car. We didn't have anything. We had a bus.
Well, after we were married, we didn't have a car for 5 years. Didn't have any money.
And you were out with your girlfriends.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
On the bus.
And you're coming home on the bus.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
You didn't know about that? Yeah, so I was sitting there.
Remember, Dad came in on the bus?
Dad can tell it. Yeah.
And then the girls, there was, Mary was up the front of the bus, Greyhound bus, and with the 3 of her girlfriends, they were down cutting it up down Detroit, I guess. And I was all by myself coming home. I was with my buddy. I was in uniform yet, and my buddy got off the bus in Ferndale, and anyhow I said, "Why don't you come back and sit with me?" And
That's a
she
smooth
did.
line, right?
Wow.
She got up and she came with me.
Loose woman.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyhow, invited me to dinner at her house the next day. And she made sure that I was going to show up because she left her mother's gloves on the seat next to me. I think she did that on purpose.
Oh, well.
So anyhow, that's how we met.
We have to show
So you went to dinner then, I assume?
There's something flashing in the corner. Does that mean the battery's going out already?
You're done with
That doesn't last very long.
So anyhow, she invited me to dinner at her house the next day.
Brad said he's not going.
And that's how we met.
Okay. Why don't you tell the story about at the ballpark when you were a kid with the burlap bags?
With who?
The burlap bags to go pick up all the stuff.
Oh, we used to live when we were kids in the same house. That's when my dad lost his three companies he owned, 3 washes. And we lost the house, the big house he had in Hunting Woods, which is still it was the only house built in Hunting Woods that had the walls were double brick thick. And the house today looks like it was built a year ago. Anyhow, it sold for $1.5 million the last time I heard. It was a big house, and probably 5,000 square feet. And anyhow, going back to Briggs Stadium, when we lived down there near the ballpark, we were 10, 11 years old, and all those kids would go down to the ballpark, and they'd let us in. Mr. Navin there, who owned the club, said let all the kids in at the 7th inning stretch. There was a reason for that. So we got in the ballpark, and before we got to a seat, the attendant there gave each one of us a burlap bag. Don't lose it. Hold on to it. Because after the ball game, we were the cleanup crew. We had to pick up all the whiskey bottles and the crap in the seat. And we got 2 55-cent passes, grandstand. And then we'd come down the next day after we did all that, and we sold the tickets 2 for $1. That's how we
Made some money.
Well, I was buying my own shoes and my own clothes when I was 11 years old. Because sometimes if there's a game every day, we make $7 because we sold tickets for 2 for $1. And anyhow, that was our bringing up. And then the old house. I went down there about 8 years ago. There was nothing there but a field. All that whole dang neighborhood, even apartment buildings, were just flattened out. There was nothing there but a field. Weeds for as far as I could see. It was a deteriorated neighborhood around the ballpark. It was about 9 blocks north of the ballpark.
Tell the story about whoever, which brother would send, was it Uncle Frank upstairs?
The laundry chute?
Oh, the laundry chute. Here, catch this.
That's naughty.
That's okay. That's a good one. Paul saw you.
Oh, that was a long time ago. I was.
Hey, throw this down.
Well, let's see. They must have been just about 8 years old and 6 years old. We were in this house, had a laundry chute down to the basement. Everybody had a laundry chute in their bathroom, and they dropped their old dirty underwear and stuff down the chute. It would land up in the basket, do the washing in the wash tub. Because that's how it was done them days. And so they were. They were. Where in the hell was I? Oh, they were playing a game this one day, and Uncle Frank was throwing stuff down, and Jack was in the basement catching them. And Frank, he was mischievous as hell all the time. He took a little dump in some piece of toilet paper and says, catch this, Jack. Jack is holding his hands out there and down it came.
Brotherly love.
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
He's got to carry that on now.
Right.
Oh, God.
Oh, how about, okay, one more I remember. What about the one about when you were kids and about the donuts at the bakery? You would go get or steal the donuts or something?
We didn't do that, we borrowed them.
He's going to return them next
Came
week.
back later, the next day.
When we were little, 10, 11 years old, we had a club named the Boone Cugglers Club. I don't know where the hell that name came from. And there was about 7 or 8 of us. And on a Saturday morning, we'd take off and go to Belle Isle, try to get a ride, bumming, thumbing, and sometimes we got lucky, sometimes we didn't. And when we didn't, we had a trick of going downtown, and that was to, when the streetcar stopped, and people don't know what streetcars are, they had, I don't know, a pole that ran up to an electric line going. It was electric, and we pulled the cord off, and it stopped to pick up passengers, and when the conductor had to get out of the streetcar to put the thing back on, and while he did that, we snuck on the damn streetcar because the side doors were still open, and nobody would ever squeal on us. But before we did that, we had to have something to eat while we went down to Belle Isle. So on our corner store, the bakery man would come 6 o'clock. Well, at 6:30, we took turns, whose turn it was to steal the donuts. Because the delivery guy would open up the screen door and put about 6 boxes of glazed donuts, jelly donuts, all that right there. And we would grab a couple boxes of them, shut the screen door, or halfway it would only go. And that was our food, because we all had a bag that we took, a lunch bag, and we would divide them up, and it's the way we went. Our folks didn't see us till 7, 8 o'clock at night. Here we were 10, 11 years old.
Can you imagine that?
And today, if that happened, I think most of the parents today would have a goddamn fit and have the police out and everything else for you. But there wasn't the bad stuff happening back then as it was now. At least it never got in the papers. Kidnapping of the children and stuff. Of course, there was Lindbergh, but that was a different situation. Anyhow, that's how we got our food for the day.
Okay, what about when
Let's have
Grandma and your mom and dad used to go over to Canada and leave you guys on the ferry back and forth all day so they could go party?
Oh yeah, that was in St. Clair. It was a ferry boat. Well, we had relatives up in Port Huron, and my folks went up there. They would do a little card playing and beer drinking and stuff. So the older brothers the rest of the family was gone. So there was Uncle Frank and me. Uncle Frank was about 2.5 years older than I was. So the ferry boat to Canada was a nickel to get on the ferry boat. So if you didn't get off the damn boat, you could stay in the thing all day. So they would make us each a bologna sandwich, put it in a bag and give it to us, and don't you dare get off this damn boat. Then they would go and play their cards, drink their beer and stuff, and pick us up about 7 o'clock at night. And we would never be there to interrupt their card.
Let's have let's have a story from Jimmy. Any stories you want to tell? Nothing else?
No.
I know Tom's got one.
Story?